cold February day in 2023, Warrington in Cheshire, England, was shattered when 16-year-old Brianna Ghey, a vibrant and beloved teenager, was a victim of a shocking and unspeakable attack that left her family and friends haunted by its consequences. The brutality of the incident and the mystery surrounding it sent shockwaves through the nation, raising urgent questions about safety, mental health, and justice. This is the terrifying story of Brianna Ghey. Brianna Ghey was known for her outgoing personality and her active presence on social media platforms like TikTok, where she shared her life and proud struggles as a transgender girl. Despite facing bullying and discrimination, Brianna was resilient and optimistic, with a loving family and supportive friends who admired her courage and a sense of humor that would melt even the coldest of hearts. At only 16 by the time of her death, the life that would be cut short was full of potential and dreams, leaving a void that can never be filled. So, how did such a gruesome end take place? On February 11, 2023, a couple walking their dog through Culcheth Linear Park believed they found what at first they thought was a mannequin or movie prop, having a young hooded figure, seemingly frolicking away from it as if filled with glee. Though the figure quickly vanished into the night, the couple were left horrified upon seeing that the supposed dummy was in fact a very real teenage girl who'd been stabbed 28 times with a hunting knife. Alarmed and overcome with panic, the couple phoned Britain's 999 emergency number and reported there was a young girl who was covered in a puddle of blood and fading quickly in need of help. Despite the efforts of emergency services, she was pronounced dead at the scene. The brutal nature of the attack sent shockwaves through the community, and almost immediately, as the details that the victim was transgender were some say wrongly revealed by the media, ignited a nationwide conversation about violence against transgender individuals. The discovery of Brianna's body marked the beginning of a complex and intense investigation. The police quickly cordoned off the area, collecting evidence and appealing to the public for any information that could help solve the case. The town of Warrington, once known for its silent existence, became a focal point of media attention as the hunt for Brianna's killer began. The Cheshire police launched a full-scale investigation into Brianna's murder, treating it as a potential hate crime due to her transgender identity. They meticulously combed through CCTV footage, interviewed witnesses, and analyzed digital footprints to piece together her final movements. Within days, two 16-year-olds, Scarlett Jenkinson and her boyfriend Eddie Ratcliffe, were arrested on suspicion of murder. Their identities were protected due to their age, but their connection to Brianna became a focal point of the investigation. Detectives worked tirelessly to uncover the motive behind the attack, exploring whether it was premeditated or the result of escalating bullying. They interviewed school officials, classmates, and community members to understand the dynamics that might have led to such a horrific act. The suspects' backgrounds were scrutinized for any signs of prior violent behavior or hate speech, aiming to build a comprehensive profile that could explain their actions. Ultimately, it was discovered that Brianna had been killed by Scarlett, with Eddie as her accomplice, who had both planned the murder together over the course of months. Their arguments that they were both innocent and only the other was to blame were easily dispelled by the horde of text messages that recorded every step taken by the couple, and furthermore, shed light on why they would have done such a thing. As it turns out, despite relatively normal family lives, both Scarlett and Eddie had an obsession with graphic, gory content on the deep web, and the true mastermind was none other than Scarlett herself, who had made a kill list of other teenagers they either didn't like, had a grudge against, or in Brianna's case, was simply the easiest to kill. She wanted to enact her inhumane fantasies on an unsuspecting victim and lured poor Brianna into a friendly day trip out, where by the time evening came, she called to Eddie, and the two took her by surprise and brutally attacked her until death. Further text messages between the two revealed their guilt as they questioned if they'd be caught, with Eddie lamenting that more than likely they would be, and indeed were just days after Brianna's body was found. Brianna's murder deeply affected the Warrington community and the broader LGBTQ+ community. Vigils were held in her memory, drawing hundreds of people who came to pay their respects and stand against violence and hate. The outpouring of support highlighted the impact Brianna had on those around her and the urgent need for societal change to protect vulnerable individuals. As the legal proceedings began, the focus shifted to ensuring justice for Brianna and her family. Eddie and Scarlett were charged with first-degree murder, and their trial was scheduled to take place later in the year. The legal community and the public closely monitored the case, recognizing its potential to set precedents for how hate crimes against transgender individuals are prosecuted. The arrest and charges against Eddie and Scarlett highlighted the complexities of prosecuting minors for serious crimes. The legal system grappled with balancing the severity of the crime with the age of the perpetrators, prompting debates about juvenile justice and appropriate sentencing. The case highlighted the need for comprehensive hate crime legislation and the importance of educating the public about the realities faced by transgender people. It also exposed systemic issues within law enforcement and the judicial system in addressing and preventing hate crimes effectively. In the end, the murder of Brianna Ghey became a point of misery and sobering reality for the town of Warrington, a case that showed the vulnerabilities faced by even the most innocent and otherwise peaceful of people, and the pervasive impact of discrimination in the minds of youth. As we reflect on Brianna's life and the circumstances surrounding her death, we must commit to fostering a society where such senseless acts of violence are no longer possible. If you thought this story was shocking, stay tuned for our next tale about the youngest criminal ever sentenced to life at only 12 years old. This shocking story delves into a sheer lack of common sense and violence that will leave you in awe. But beware, this story is only for the bravest of viewers. Subscribe if you dare. If you enjoyed this video, kindly leave a like and comment. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.